We are recording.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, let's go. So, a little bit of a bonus for you here. We're just since Andy and Sarah were lucky enough to go to the MTC to watch it. They've got tales to tell. So, go.
Tales on
Okay,
the MTC.
we arrived at the MTC between 9 and 9:30, and we parked in a different car park because that was being left open for any visitors to the sign in the hope that we won the championship. So we parked our cars and we went into the OKX Thought Leadership Centre, previously the GSK Thought Leadership Centre, now renamed. Went downstairs into an area that we've been to before. There were nibbles, there was cups of tea, there were cans of Monster everywhere.
I've got a question.
And yes,
Were there any Speed Mark cookies?
not at this point. Hold that thought. Come back to it in a little while. So we all met. We all talked. There were people there we'd not met before. Hosts that worked for Chris Lawton. Different set of people, and we were taken into not the big glowing bit where the car launch was. Oh yes, but we were taken. That's later though. That's not now. That's later in the evening. We were taken into the theatre and given a briefing on our day on what it would look like. Andy, pick up this bit and tell everyone what they told us.
I was too excited. No matter what they said, I didn't take it in. I sat there at the MTC and I'm like, come on, what are we doing? This is a championship day. You can say anything you like, I won't know.
So what they told us was that we would have a lot of photos taken of us during the day, that we on our pass there was a coloured strip, and the coloured strip would define what group we were in, and that if you were gold, which is apparently what that was, looks like white to me, if you were papaya members and you were gold, you were going in one group and you were going off. Was the guy called Kevin that toured us, Andy?
Again, I
You
refer to my
listen.
level of excitement and I had no idea what was going on.
So we had a new victim, and I felt a bit sorry for him because I thought, God, if you're a guide at MTC and you've got us lot, and we know so much about McLaren and we go on about stuff, that's a tough call, isn't it?
You
So,
you
but
think
he was a
that's
really
tough?
nice guy.
Both times when I went, my guide said orange.
What?
Was
Yeah,
was it a guy called Adam? Because I had a guide, and it was Adam, and he kept saying orange, and I've gone blurry.
it was the second one was Chris, and I think it was Alex the first time.
Oh,
Both corrected, of course.
you're not blurry now, Andy. Well, there you
Sorry,
go.
carry
So
on.
did you make them pay some kind of penance for that, Perry? Or...
Like my
I,
orange outfit.
like Andy, I was so excited. In fact, whilst we're recording, I need to apologise to everyone who's on that tour with me on that day because I was just buzzing with everything, and just everything was just over the top, and I was just and wouldn't shut up. And I felt so bad at the end of the day, and I was like, I need to apologise to these people. I need to find out who's in my group and apologise to them. So I think people like Jade, there was a girl called Alicia, like to all of them, I'm just so sorry because I was just a ball of energy, and then it was over, and I was like, oh, now I've calmed down.
So Andy was very excited. I mean, I was excited, but in a different way. I'm Since I've not been very well in the year, I don't get up very well in the morning, so I'm a bit of a zombie first thing. So being there at 9:30 for me was like, but Andy was bouncing off the walls. He looked like he was vibrating. You know when you watch Christian Horner on the telly and his legs going like that? Well, Andy was like that all until the race finished, the whole day.
And I was only drinking Monster and caffeine as well. So black
Yeah.
coffee, cans of Monster. I was just doing them.
So yeah,
Oh,
he was a bit, yeah. So we
so
went
what
on our
what
tour.
what time did you have to get there then? Because I mean the race started
Nine.
at 1.
We did loads before the race. We had to be there between 9 and 9:30. We had coffee and nibbles till 10. Went in the auditorium, went off, did our tour, came back about 11:30. We spent a long time looking at. Oh, we had a photo by the car. Now let me
Mhm.
show you this. So
Nice.
this is our goodie bag we got at the end. Oh,
Ooh.
Andy's got his there. That show them the thickness of the block it's in. It's amazing. It's in an acrylic block.
Oh yeah.
So it came with a sleeve on it and it's got the date on it. So to me, that's a mega souvenir to take away from
Yeah.
the day.
Hmm.
By the evening, that was ready to give to us. So that was taken first thing. Then we did our tour. We spent quite a long time lingering, looking at the new trophies because, of course, the last few times we've been there, there hadn't been new trophies, obviously, and some of that was a long time ago. So we looked in the cabinet at those. Yes, they were out for us at the end. But one of the really good things they've done there is when you go there, they've got small blocks with QR codes all the way along the cabinet. So anyone can scan those and find out the information about the trophies in front of them that they're looking at that time. Thought that was really good, really helpful. Even for staff, they might not know it all, so it's there. Saw the Lego car, took a picture of the Lego brake disc because I like brake discs. Had a picture with a Google wheel. Got interviewed by the social media team. And that was happening to a lot of us all day long. We were being taken to one side and interviewed, asked questions, doing sound bites, doing photos.
Nice.
Went back to the auditorium, did a quiz. We were all pretty crap at that, weren't we, Andy?
Annoyingly so. So for the man that's written a bunch of
Scott was up
quizzes
there.
for,
Yeah.
I write a lot of quizzes for the McLaren Discord, so I know quiz answers because I've written the quizzes for them. I was
Yeah.
useless at that quiz.
I've got to say, I don't think we were focused because they said, we've got to do this quiz really quickly because we're going to turn the world feed on in a minute and you're going to watch stuff and we're going to speak to Mark Norris. So none of us were really interested in the quiz. So then Mark Norris did a link up with us at the track. So answered questions, chatted to us, and he was there the last time at track that there was a championship. So that was the spirit of it. Then we went to the world feed. And at this point, we're sat with the stage in front of us. Most of us were in the front or second rows, basically because when we got there, we walked in first, and the other people that were competition winners didn't probably know where they were going like we did. So they sort of sauntered in gradually, whereas we were through the door like a bullet. And there was a camera in the corner, and we knew it. We'd been told that they would be taking pictures and filming things, but none of us knew at this point that it was going out live. No one was told that.
Oh.
So when our faces popped up on the screen, we were all like,
Well, what was quite interesting is that we never saw you doing that because you were always delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So we
Right,
saw you
gotcha.
kind of like the reaction to whatever had happened in the race.
Yeah.
Then you would
There's
see,
Andy covered up by the
yeah,
inside bit there.
It's my favourite.
it's your
But the best bit was
night.
when I came home in the evening, they played out a clip of Lando Norris winning, saying McLaren had won, and then there was 1 second of us all going yay, and you could see us all in that. So I
Did you
thought that
know
was quite cool.
that was on the world feed? That wasn't on Sky. That was on the F1 world feed.
That was on the F1 feed. It also went out on Channel 4 as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and America.
So the TV camera in the corner said F1 TV on it.
Yeah.
So-
So people I work with in America were buzzing me on Teams saying like, I just
Yeah.
spotted you on TV. I was like,
My
cool.
phone was going off like a Belisha beacon whilst we were in there with people I haven't met for years going, oh,
Yeah.
I've just seen you at McLaren. Can you get me Lando's autograph? Yeah.
The cool thing was like, so we watched the race in the auditorium, amazing, buzzing, listening to the radio and everything. And then afterwards, they were like, we're going up to the boulevard to celebrate. Gave us a t-shirt and went up on boulevard and we were all celebrating. And then the mission control team came down.
Yep.
And the people that work at the MTC during the race weekend came down, walked out, high-fiving everyone, which I really
Carrying
loved,
a
by
pit
the
board.
way.
Carrying
Yeah,
a massive
carrying
pit board.
champions. But then they just milled around and talked to us.
Yeah,
I-
it was brilliant.
I got to say thank you directly to so many people who make our car go faster,
That's
or
fantastic.
keep it on track, or do whatever they're doing.
So this is
Directly
really
got to say thank you. I friggin' loved it. Like just genuinely being able to, in their peak of like everything, we got to express gratitude and just thank them for everything they do.
That's
Do you know
amazing.
something really ironic was probably about 3 days before that competition was announced. I know it probably doesn't get read, but I thought I'm just chance my arm here, and I sent them a message on Twitter DM just saying we're going to be watching. Me and Keith and others will be in Woking. We knew that there would be people in race control at MTC, and just said, do you know what? Wouldn't it just be great if some fans could be there to thank the team? they've put in an effort all year. And I said, I didn't say, look, I want to get in, I want to do this, or I want them to come out. I just said, wouldn't it be great if? And then the competition came out, and I thought, perfect. There's gonna be people there, and there was literally you guys there saying exactly what I'd wanted, to have fans actually thanking those people because they work, as you say, they work tirelessly, not just
Mm.
24 races a year, but even more than that.
Yeah.
And they'll be working again today, thinking already about 25.
Yeah.
So really, like just to have fans there for them is
It, it,
just
it was brilliant. We were so lucky, and I did tweet this out, but I just kept thinking back to when I'd first gone to MTC as a Papaya member when Matt Bishop was there, and we'd sat around a table and he showed us a video. It was quite poignant, and he was very good at describing it. And he'd said, "You guys are here with us during the low times, the difficult times, but you'll be here when we succeed again, and the champagne will taste all the sweeter for the hard years we've gone through." And for a while, I didn't think I was going to be there, and to suddenly be told I was just,
That's it.
I don't know, very emotional. So when we won, I sat there crying, which was great. I mean, I was
Yeah.
jumping up and down, "Ah!" And I ran over and hugged Andy because I wanted to. he kind of stood there like this.
Yeah.
But other than
Similar.
you said about thanking people, Perry. The weird thing was they were thanking us.
Mm.
So we
I
were
bet.
saying to them, "Thank you for everything you've done. It's really important to us. We know what you've given up. We know the sacrifices you've made. I bet it's been a hard year." And they were going, "No, thank you for sticking with us. It's your support that drives us on." And it makes you feel really quite embarrassed almost because you think, well, I know I like to say we appreciate you, we support you, but that really does mean something. We really are making a little bit of a difference.
One,
So,
one,
Um,
one
you
thing
know, go on, Andy.
one thing I'd like to say on that is that hopefully this is the start of more and more fans, and not just the group that we know that goes and stuff like that, but more and more fans, even from outside that group, competition winners, fans are new, fans who have been fans for ages, can get a chance to go and see it, maybe not even race wins, but maybe race days like this or something like that,
yeah,
organized at MTC. Um,
Yeah.
I'll plug the McLaren Discord at this point because they do competitions and they run things all year where you can get trips to the MTC. There's currently a
yeah,
competition going on the McLaren Discord where OKX is sponsoring you for a VIP weekend at a race next year.
Wow.
3 days in the paddock with OKX. They're paying your airfare, paying your hotel. Get on the McLaren Discord. There are competitions galore on there, and it's a great positive community as well.
and we always plug McLaren Plus. I even did it on Radio Surrey the other day when I was on there. McLaren Plus, all the other people that were there, apart from the 12 or so that were Papaya members, they were all competition winners. So it's although people as usual went on Twitter and went, "Oh, it's all the same faces," they didn't look very carefully because behind the same faces there were a load of new faces that had never been there before.
yeah, I
Um,
noticed that. I noticed there was a lot of new people. I hope
yeah.
you all went and spoke to them.
Well, I did a bit, but so my interaction was more that I'd taken a lot of my fridge magnets and key rings and Christmas decorations with me. And I laid them out on the table and I said, and there was a lot of them, so there's a lot of money's worth there. And I left them there when we went to watch the race. And when I come out, loads of people had taken them. So I went round and said to people, about it. And at this point, I was clearing them up, and this guy tried to push me out of the way, and he went, "Sorry, can you move? I'm trying to get the free stuff." And I'm like, "Hold your horses there, bud. These are mine." And he went, "Oh, I thought they were McLaren giving them away to us." Now, number one, that's a huge compliment because they obviously think my keyrings look great. Number two, no, they're not McLarens. They're mine. I bought them to give out to people. If you want one, you can have one, but please only take one. And please, can you tweet or Instagram about it? I've only had one person tag me in a post. And when I came out, a lot of my boxes of keyrings and Christmas decorations were empty. So a lot of them had gone. And I mean, like, a lot. So if you're out there listening to the podcast and you liked what I do, please keep your promise.
So
Do you know,
we did everything on the boulevard. Like we celebrated with the team, we drinks, food, and everything. And then when we did go out to the sign,
Cookies.
cookies and macaron. And when we did go out to the
Yes,
sign, it wasn't just fans at the sign. Like we went out
yes,
and there was team members coming out having
Oh
photos
wow.
at the sign. And there's a big
yep.
group picture of the team, but then individually they came out and we were stood there and one of the women that works on events, she came over and this is credit to what I said earlier in the previous podcast. She pointed at each of us and went, "Were you at this event? Were you at this event? Were you at this event?" And she knew
And
us
then
from events 5 years ago.
she goes,
Wow.
"You're Sarah, aren't you?" Yep.
Like she,
Yep.
like they are that good at their job. And I
Yep.
know that's the sort of job that you go into with certain traits. So you're really good at people, you're really good at memory and faces and stuff. But they got the right people in the right roles.
Do
Rachel,
you
by the
know?
way, hello. I won't forget you because I'm going to hit you up for some freebies if we can.
Andy, you're absolutely right because I have been to MTC as well. I was very lucky. I went to the Singapore. I won a competition to go to watch the Singapore Grand Prix, and I was probably the most hyperactive wheelchair user they've ever seen in their life.
Oh
And
my God, that's dangerous.
it was very dangerous. And trying to be quiet in mission control was well, that was just a mission on its own. But going back to what you were just saying there, Andy, going to FE when we went to London to the FE, I went across the track in a wheelchair, and one of the McLaren guys shouted Keith. And I was
Yes.
like, is that
It wasn't one of the drivers just about to
the guy?
hit,
He said,
but
come on over. He said, we want some photographs. You know,
You shouldn't have gone across the track whilst it was live, Keith.
yeah, don't go across the. Were you actually in the race at one point, Keith, with the
Oh,
electric wheelchair?
Keith's got gremlins tonight.
Yes. Oh, lost him.
I'll tell you, if you're going to freeze on a photo, you wouldn't want it to be that one, would you? We're going to laugh about this later, Keith. You're going to have to watch it back.
Like, Mary, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but what I did on Sunday is going to be one of my all-time three ever McLaren memories.
McLaren memories. It was one of the highlights of my life. I can say that wholeheartedly. I'm going to cry. I've put my heart and soul into supporting the team. So when I get wanky people put messages on Twitter and have a pop at me, I get mortified because all I've ever done is try to support the team that I care about, that I love, that I want to do well, and be passionate about it. So people that get me wrong really get me wrong because that's what I am. I'm just passionate about what we do. I want to be part of it. And we got to be part of it on Sunday more than ever before. We were there whilst history was made, celebrating with team members at the place where everything happens. It was emotional. It was amazing. I'm privileged. I'm lucky. I've run out of words.
That photo, the photo at the end of the MTC, the crew that McLaren are putting out, that is team members, fans, competition winners, all together as one, celebrating a lot of hard work, a lot of years
Yeah.
of downs, a lot of years of not even finishing races, and that relief and that joy and that ecstasy, all together as one. McLaren, whoever came up with that concept, you nailed it, because that, as a fan, beautiful. As a team member, being able to see that impact on fans, amazing. I think hats off, like truly hats off.
If you look down on that photo that's taken from above, looking down on us all, we are all mixed up. The fans, the team members, everybody's mixed up there. We've all got the same T-shirt on.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
that photo there. There's no discrepancy between anyone in that photo. We're all together. We're
Just
all
for
part
fire.
of the team, and we're all celebrating the moment. And it was beautiful. You know, it was. Yeah, there's never going to be. I mean, even if we won it again, I'm never going to forget that moment because I was there, and it was just great, really great. So one thing, just before Andy wraps up, I just wanted to show you what we got given as gifts, and it wasn't just McLaren. So firstly, Janice and the Chinese McLaren fan club bought us a bag and a car.
Very
It's
nice
like a
bag
little
as well.
cushion. Yep. And a flag to wave. Gerald from the Dutch McLaren fan clubs bought us a tin of the official Stroop waffles. So we had those with us as well. And then when we were leaving McLaren, they gave us this gift bag, which was really nice. So as Andy showed you, we all got a picture. We all got this cap.
The Monaco hat.
And we all got an autograph card with the drivers and
Oh, wow.
Zach.
Nice.
And we got a little Woody car as well. Just trying to get that right. Mine's a burger
What's that?
car. Is yours as well, Andy? Did we all get the same car?
That's a good question. Fishing through my bag
And
here.
of course, the really nice photo frame as well, which is just amazing. So.
I got MP4 45 Alan Prost 89.
So I got Gerhard Berger.
Just lovely gifts.
So we all got given a little car. So.
Completely unnecessary. Like that is above and beyond. We didn't need to be given stuff. They're giving us an opportunity of a lifetime, let alone giving us a gift at the end as well.
Just gorgeous.
So I'm going to send my pass to someone I'm friends with. I haven't told her about it yet, but I'm going to send my pass to Carol Higgins because she's a great McLaren fan that doesn't always get the recognition that I think she deserves. She doesn't get to go into MTC and things like that. And she sends me Christmas cards and keeps in touch with a lot of us. So I'm going to send her that. I also did something whilst we were there. I took Fraggle with me and put Fraggle on Mika Häkkinen's car and took many photos because we were allowed to film in the secret tunnel and take pictures in the secret tunnel, which we've never been allowed to before. So if you look on my pictures on Facebook, there's a lot of videos on there where I walked down the tunnel filming every car. So yeah, it was just amazing. I'll never get over that day. It was amazing.
Perfect. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm
guys.
sorry you three
Brilliant.
weren't there, and I'm sorry not every McLaren fan was there. But all I can say is join McLaren Plus because that's how you get the opportunity to win these competitions.
Yeah,
we had a great watch party. We had a lovely time as well.
Yeah, and note to myself: next time you book a race, make sure it's not in the season-ending race weekend in another country somewhere, Andy.
Yeah,
and if you can book it 5 races for the end of the season, so we wrap up the season early, that'd be lovely, mate.
Okay, all right,
that's a cool one.
I said that to a security when we were walking to the sign. I actually, because it was so cold, I said to one of the security guards, I was like, "Please, can you wrap this up by July next year? I'd love to get one in the summer."
I think that would be lovely.
Not simply lovely.
No. Right. On that note, we'll end it there before Perry has to.
That's a good point to wrap it up. Yeah.
I'm not saying orange anymore. I'm saying Max Verstappen statements. Brilliant.
Yeah.
My last podcast again.
Yeah, that's a statement of the world champion.
Again.
Perry. Right. Thanks, guys, and yeah, we'll see you all.
Thank you.
Bye.